96 until it's all over.
Yeah, woke up and I'm productive. Every day I build, you think I work in construction. It wasn't always Alright, hey, hi, how you doing? I go by the name of Joe Rodriguez and you are tuned into 96Indie. Today we are doing a review of this little device right here, which is called the Shure MVi. The Shure MVi is a iOS interface. So it interfaces with your iPhone or your iPad or your iPod if you still got one of those things. And basically it allows you to connect a microphone via XLR to your device, or you can connect an instrument via 1/4-inch cable to your device. And that's a basic rundown of what the device does. It retails at about $129 last time I checked. And let's get into the specs straight from the source. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Here we are at the product specs for the MVi. You can see the little picture of the device, so you know that I'm not lying to you. First thing I want to get into is that you have DSP modes or presets: speech, singing, acoustic, loud, and flat. Definitely a good option to have. For your input, you have a combination port of XLR and 1/4-inch TRS. So those are the options that you can use to connect to the MVi. Bit depth that you can choose is either 16-bit or 24-bit. Sample rate is either 44.1K or 48K. Your frequency response is 20 Hertz to 20,000 Hertz. Your adjustable gain range is 0 to 36 dB. On 1/4-inch, you can get plus 9 dB. So the 0 to 36 dB was for XLR. Your headphone output is a 3.5 millimeter or an 1/8-inch jack. So you're not going to use your 1/4-inch jack for your headphones. You're just going to use your mini. Now the power that you get for the device, it's powered through the either USB or Lightning connector, because I mentioned that the MVi is really suited towards your iOS device. But don't get me wrong, it still works as a regular interface, so you can still connect it up to your computer via regular USB and record just like you would with any other interface. So again, those are what are going to source your power for your actual device. And then when it comes to phantom power, you have via USB, you can get your regular 48 volts of phantom power. And for your iOS device, you can get 12 volts for your phantom power. So to me, I haven't really, tested it out with, say, a condenser microphone or a active dynamic microphone. But to me, I've had this kind of thing where certain devices don't give you all your 48 volts of phantom power, and it can be hit or miss of whether it's actually going to make your active dynamic microphone go into active mode. So, I guess mileage may vary when it comes to your phantom power if you're using it with your iOS device. And you have an input mute, and the housing is all metal construction. It is a very robust feeling unit. And the cables that it comes with, it includes one micro-B to USB cable and one micro-B to Lightning cable. I'm using the Lightning cable right now because I'm recording directly to my iPhone. And that sums up what I want to get through with the specs. Let's get deeper into the actual unit. So here we have the actual device, the Shure MVi, as you can see. And I'm going to run you through some of the things that you have right on the front of the face. So basically right here you have your input mute, and I'm not going to touch it right now because I do not want to mute my microphone. At the bottom right here, you can basically slide to set your gain level if you're in that mode, or if you flip over here to your headphones, then that's how you set your headphone level. So right now my headphone level is, on the high end, but if I'm sliding back, I'm lowering the headphones. I can hear it lower in my headphones at the moment. And then I slid it back to where I personally like it at the moment. If you look into the middle of the front panel, you're going to see your DSP modes. And I said I was going to get a little bit more into those. So let's do that right now. I'm actually in the flat mode. That's the mode that I prefer so that I can do more post-processing when I pretty much finish up my recording. That's typically what I go for, but that's not for everybody. Another mode that you have is you have your speech bubble, and that is for speech. So that is a preset for speech. Say, you're not all that great with EQing or not all that confident in your audio skills. You might like the speech preset if you're recording a podcast or something of that nature. Moving on, you have another speech bubble with a music note, and that's for acoustic music. So if you're singing, or not acoustic music, but it's more for singing, if you're singing words instead of just speaking words. So if you're looking to get like a acapella recording of your vocal and you're singing, then that might be a good preset for you. And I mentioned acoustic because that is actually on my mind. That is the next preset over. You see the acoustic guitar, and that is naturally for an acoustic guitar type of performance. So if you're a singer-songwriter and you want to make a recording and you want to jump into that preset and see if that works for you, then that's an option that is laid out for you. Last but not least, on your presets, you have the speaker, the loudspeaker icon, and that is for loud environments, or if you're at like a concert or something like that and you're trying to record with the MVi, you're trying to record the loudspeakers, or maybe you're in the studio and you're trying to get like a recording, and the bigs, you don't want to distort, you don't want to clip. So if you're listening through the bigs and you're trying to catch a recording through, a field recording type of recording through a microphone, then the loudspeaker icon might be a good preset for you. I'm going to flick back over to input mode just so we can see what that looks like once again. So as you can see, it's more like a green light showing up when you're in input mode. So the back panel, I don't want to move things around too much or, mess up the shot at the moment. Maybe I'll take a picture of it so I can show you. But on the back panel, all you have is your XLR port or your combo port that you can plug either XLR or 1/4 inch into. And then you have your connector for your USB side of your cable, of your micro USB side for your cable. So you plug that into the back, and then you plug either your regular USB into your computer, or you plug in your lightning end to your iOS device. And then another thing we got going on in the back panel is your headphone port. And like I said, that is 1/8 inch, not 1/4 inch. So you're going to use your mini to get into there. Also on the back is your phantom power indicator. And pretty much if you engage phantom power, that'll turn red essentially. And that pretty much gives you a rundown of the basics of the actual device. Something I want to show you that also works with the device is the Motiv audio app. And this is a free download from the App Store. To give you a quick rundown of it, you have your preset modes that we already kind of discussed. And all your speech bubbles are there, or not your speech bubbles, but your icons that show your presets. And we can see that my gain level is now set at plus 36 dB. So that gives you a little insight into the gain level at the moment. And also I have a limiter option here. So the audio app shows you options that you don't get on the front panel, and that's the benefit of using the app. The limiter I have right now, just in case it catches my peaks, if I do happen to peak. I have the compressor on light at the moment, just to put a little bit of light compression on it. And another really cool thing that you have here is your 20 dB mic gain boost. And this works really good when you're using a dynamic microphone. Right now I'm using a dynamic microphone, the Shure SM58. And I chose to use this mic because I feel like it's a good match for the MVi, because it's also on the budget side of, price. So it's a good pair. And the SM58 is a legendary mic, even though it costs only like $100. You can use it for performances. You can use it for podcasts, things of that nature. And like I said, I thought it was a good pairing for the MVi. But when you're using a dynamic microphone, a lot of times you're going to have to really boost up your gain to get like a good level for your microphone, to get a good gain level. So the plus 20 dB gain boost is for that. It's to help you push and get the level that you're looking to get with your dynamic microphone. And other than that, I have my EQ on flat right now. Another thing I want to get into is your next page, and this is pretty much your record page. So we're recording 24-bit 48K is what I have it set to, and I'm using the screen recorder. So that setting has retained in the screen recorder for the iPhone. And obviously you have your record button right there. Something that's really cool about it is you can save your recordings. Obviously, I have a couple waves saved right there from this here review. And what's really cool about it is I'm really big on Dropbox. So you can actually upload your audio file directly to Dropbox. That way you can, share it or download it to your computer without even connecting to the computer. So that's a huge benefit of this app to me. Here we have another freebie that I wanted to talk about real quick. This is your video app for the MVi, and you have your gain level on your left, as you can see. Under that you have your zoom level, and at the top you can see that you're using the Shure MVi. It's labeled nice and easy right there. And under that you have your record time. If you move over to your top right, that's how you pretty much know what settings you have for your audio. So right now we're on wave 48K. It's 24-bit. That's what I set in the audio app, even though it doesn't show it. And then under that we have a frame rate setup, and we have a resolution setup. So right now it's set to 1080p and 30 frames per second. Under that is how you set up your rule of thirds grid, and you can also use it as a level to level out your shot if you would like. Up to the top right you have a retweet looking symbol, and that's to flip your camera, either to use the front camera for your phone or the back camera from your phone. We're using the selfie camera right now, the front camera. Under that you have a microphone symbol, and that is to set your audio settings for the MVi. So that takes you back into the audio app settings. That way you can really dial in. Under that you have your record button, and under that you have your flash that you can enable if you're not getting enough light in your shot. Yeah. So there you have it, as told by me, the Shure MVi interface for your iOS device or your computer. This is a decently priced device, an affordable recording option, and I think it's good for people who may be just starting out and you're looking for an affordable recording option and you're only recording one channel of audio at a time, whether that be your voice or whether that be your instrument. So you can definitely multi-track like that. You can definitely record one vocal track and then, record the chorus on the next take or something of that nature. If you're podcasting and you're like a lone solo podcaster, then the MVi is a good option for you. And, it just allows you to have some flexibility with the audio app, with the video app, and with the connections that you can make to your device. Like, you can use your microphone, any type of microphone that you want that connects via XLR. You can use that with your device using the MVi. Any type of instrument that connects via 1/4-inch TRS, you can use that with your device when you're using the MVi. And it's a really nice little mobile setup. I think it works mostly for if you're staying still in one place when you're doing either your video shoot, or your podcast recording. If you're recording audio only, this works if you're kind of staying in the same spot, because to me it's more like a table setup. You set it on the table and you set your settings and you record and you use everything on the table, because you have your cables, and pretty much it could get unwieldy if you're trying to just run and go with it, I think. So to me this is more like a tabletop setup, but it's definitely super portable. So if you're just trying to do something simple, or if you want to throw it in your bag just in case, the opportunity comes up to record some audio and you want to get some decent results, then you throw that into your bag with something like a SM58, and, sky's the limit at the end of the day. So to me, it's a decent device. I guess one thing, that always kind of weirded me out about it is when you're going from like application to application, there's this weird little kind of click that happens within the headphones when you're monitoring. So that always kind of weirded me out. But I mean, it's a small price to pay for a decent device, So that is the Shure MVi as told by me. I hope you enjoyed the review. And as always, this is only my opinion. This is not the only opinion, and I hope it helped out your workflow. I'm Joe Rodriguez, and we're out of here. Till next time. See ya.
Happy birthday, for all we know today might be your birthday.
96 until it's all over.